This is Nick Menendez, Senior Product Manager at SalesHood. In this video, I'm going to be giving you a brief overview into buyer sites. Now, buyer sites is the best way for your sellers to engage with their buyers through content sharing, two-way chat, and activity tracking. Let's check it out. So first of all, I'm logged into SalesHood as a seller. And what I'm looking at right now is one of my buyer sites that I've created for the company LightTech. I've got an active deal with this company and I want to share some content and engage with my prospects so that I can drive this deal forward. One of the things that I love about buyer sites is just how easy it is to curate a site with content that I'm sharing with my prospects. So as you can see, I've shared a number of different types of content directly to this site. I've got videos, slides, links, PDFs, you name it, we support it on buyer sites. But then additionally, I can also group that content into a few different content groups that I've customized up here at the top of my site. So in order for me to add in demo videos, I can simply add content through 4 different ways. I can either record a video myself, I can select it from the SalesHood library, upload a file directly, or share a link to an external source. So I'm going to select from library here, because I want to find demo videos. I'm just going to search for the keyword demo. Now that's going to give me all of my search results that I can share to the buyer site itself. So I'm just going to pick a few different videos here, click next, and done to add these videos directly to this buyer site. Now what I've done is I've added these 4 videos on this site. So whenever any of my buyer contacts access this site, they're now going to see these 4 videos. But what does this look like from the buyer's side? So if I copy my shareable link, I'm going to see basically what a buyer would see here. They can see essentially the same site that I've created and all of the content that I've curated on this site with all of the content groupings up top here as well. Additionally, buyers have access to any of my contact information as a seller so that they can easily and quickly get in contact with me at any given time. Once a buyer has actually accessed the buyer site and they've started to engage in the content, we're tracking all of that on the back end here within SalesHood, and we're surfacing that to sellers within the Insights tab of any buyer site. I've got a list of my contacts down below here, and I can see exactly how much each of my contacts is engaging with all of the content that I've shared to the site. I can see breakdown of the analytics on this site, of all of the activity on this site based on the content that I've shared. So I can see for any of the assets that I've shared to this site, what's the engagement like? Who are viewing these assets the most, and how much time are they actually spending on the content on this site? And finally, I've got a breakdown of all of the events or all of the individual buyer activity on this site as well. All of my buyer contacts are also captured on this site so that I can control exactly who has access to this site and who is not allowed onto this site as well. Now, one more thing that I want to bring up is the two-way chat on the buyer sites. Let's say I'm looking into my insights and I notice one of my contacts is engaging with content a lot, or I notice that maybe the contacts aren't engaging with some of the content that I've shared to the site. Now I can just go ahead and very quickly notify anyone that's been added to this site through two-way chat. So our two-way chat here is accessible both from the buyer side and the seller side, so that buyers and sellers are connected directly in the same place that the content is shared. So moving on to the final piece of buyer sites is just the settings and the configuration. But one thing specifically that I want to point out here is our connection to CRM. So we've got an integration with Salesforce that allows me as a seller to link in an opportunity that this buyer site is directly connected to. So in this case, I have added an opportunity for my LightTech deal to my buyer site. And what this is going to do is that anytime someone accesses my buyer site, then I'm going to have that activity of the buyer accessing my site be automatically logged within Salesforce, so that I'm tracking all of the activity not only within SalesHood, but also within Salesforce. And this is going to show up right here on my opportunity in my activity timeline here. A couple other settings that are worth pointing out here on a buyer site is that I've got a use case for each buyer site. So I can specify this site to be a prospecting site, an active deal site, or a customer success site, or maybe it's used for another purpose here. Now, changing these use cases will update my site accordingly. So for example, if I wanted to change this site to a prospecting site, then the system's going to recommend that I update this site so that it's got the settings and the configuration of a typical prospecting use case. So finally, we've got team selling on buyer sites. Team selling in buyer sites is all about collaboration among the selling team. Now, buyer sites is the best way for your sellers to engage with their buyers through content sharing, two-way chat, and activity tracking.